I think it, because I have a very hectic job as a lawyer, so it was great to find something outside of work to kind of do from a different point of view. And for me, I think what it's taught me is that nothing is. I mean, with work you take it so seriously, you want to do your best, but then there's stuff that's outside that sometimes it doesn't. Taking things so seriously doesn't matter. It's as long as you have fun and you like what you're doing. I think that's what I've learned from bocce. Although coming to the competition, I'm like, I wanted to win. I want to win at least one. So the competitive spirit is there, and I think that's also good for your mental health in some ways, as long as you don't get. So to cut a long story short, I think with it's increased my mental health because I always wanted to do a sport, and I never thought I could do one because of my disability. And the fact that I found bocce meant that I can have aspirations of trying to be good at a sport, which I always wanted to do. So, I think that's what I would think it's done for my mental health. It's given me something else to think about. That life is more than just work, home, and other stuff. It's there's more to it. And the other thing is that I now play with people with disabilities, which I haven't done before, because I work with able-bodied people. So that kind of you get so you forget that you have a disability yourself when you're working with them, and then you come back and you're like, everything comes into perspective for me. That playing with people with disabilities who are here to have fun, here to enjoy themselves, at the same time take it seriously. So I think that's been good for my mental health, and understanding sport can give you so much more than just being a game and winning. Every time I used to watch the Olympics, I'm like, I want to find a sport that I can get a team environment. I'd love to go to the Olympics, just one, at some point. Don't know whether I'll do that in my lifetime, but at least just one. But I've always wanted to. I love sport. I love watching sport. I love analyzing sport. I love strategizing about sport. So to feel that I'm able to do that with a sport, and which doesn't impact as much with it showcases my ability as opposed to impacting on my disability, because everybody's in a level playing field. So your focus is, what's your ability? How can you get better? I just got a lecture from my dad going, your balls are going too far. You need. He didn't say you're disabled. Oh, don't mind. He's like, your balls are going too far. You have to do that. So it's nice to be able to focus on something that increases your ability, as opposed to showcases your disability. Because I've tried a lot of sports. I tried darts. I tried badminton. But I can't judge the speed of the ball, so that limits a lot of. And I have spasticity in my arms, so that limits a lot of the sports I can do. But with bocce, because you're classified with people within your similar ability, the focus is on ability as opposed to disability. And going back to your mental health point, I think if you take away thinking about disability is a mental thing. So if you can forget your disability, the DIS part in your head, you can then focus on your ability, and that's what bocce allows you to do. Before, it was like, you don't know what you don't know. So you didn't know it existed, so it didn't matter. And someone once told me, and I want to repeat this quote, is nobody can say you can't play sport. If you say you can't play sport because of a disability, you just haven't found the right one that is for you. So now that I found the right one that is for me, I think not having bocce would mean would mean that I don't have anything outside. I mean, it's two different worlds, so I'm closing off a whole world of possibilities, and we often think this is impossible, but what just taught me that impossible actually means I am possible. So, if I don't have that, we go back to the mental side of things where you talk about I can't do sport. Sport's not for me. I have spasticity. I'll probably drown in a pool if I try swimming or anything like that. But I think if I don't have bocce, I don't have that outlet of going back into a world where bocce is there only to make people happy and like bring them together, rather than being competitive. Yes, we have some competitive players, and I think competition is healthy. But at the same time, if you don't have bocce, you don't have that side of the world, and this teaches you key lessons. Because for those guys, for most of the guys I play with, they don't have work, they can't work, they have disabilities where you feel that they can't make a contribution, but bocce allows them to make that contribution, and I think that teaches a lot of lessons that you shouldn't be that worried about what life brings. Just enjoy every moment, and that's what I'll miss if bocce or any sport for that matter is not there. I hope to be competitive though one day. So no, I just wanted to thank Bocce England, especially Chris Radcliffe, who's the CEO of this joint. He's actually one of the nicest people. I've had some interactions with him. He's actually the one who introduced me to the sport. So special thank you to him for doing that. And I hope as things grow, I think about people forget the chair and think about the person. So I hope I can showcase that bocce players have abilities, and we can maybe force people to reframe how they think about ability as opposed to disability.